Well, I'm still working on it. So I'm thinking to put like 20 conceptual questions, true and false, and also some like multiple choice questions, but conceptual only. You don't need it should be a closed book, closed notes, and then now about 10 calculation questions.
You said what, 10 calculation questions? You said?
Yeah.
But those are calculation questions that we've done on the homework, right?
On the whole, similar, and then it's open book, open notes, so you can have the reference. You don't have. The point is, I really don't want you guys just to memorize things. So here it is. So I just sent to everybody today. Yeah. Well, just really the calculations is not such a big one, but I put 14 questions here, and for each one is like 5 points. So you should have received it already.
I checked my email maybe just before I drove here, around 5 o'clock, and I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, I sent it out at 5:41.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was on the road.
Yeah. So the first one we did one question similar to this, like you just you know the price of gold in different countries, and then is there any arbitrage opportunities or not? So this is similar to the homework questions we did. And then the second one is bid and ask price, and then calculate. Again, we did it in the class. We got a bid price and ask price, and then you convert it to one currency and convert it back. And then what will happen? You will be losing money because it's going to be a profit by the bank. But you show the numbers. You show your calculations in that one. And third one is predict currency movement due to factors such as inflation, interest rate, and you can draw demand and supply curve. We did it with class. It's pretty easy. Like when interest rate is increasing, like in US, and then the demand of US currency is going to be increasing, and then that's going to increase the demand, and then increase the demand curve, and then it's going to be moving the demand curve upward. Increase the values of US dollars and that. So it's this one. And then the fourth one is future contract. This is what I plan to do today. So I'll take this one out. And then the fifth one is given the bid and ask rate and calculate the bid ask percentage spread. This is easy, right? Because all you need to do is just, since you know the bid and you know the ask, use the ask minus the bid. Use the difference, that's called bid-ask spread, over the bid price. That will be your bid-ask percentage spread. The most liquid currency, like US dollar, would have the lowest bid-ask percentage.
I thought it was the ask rate
Ask minus the
rate.
bid, yeah, over the bid.
Over the ask rate.
Yeah, I thought it was like that too in the book.
Right.
The book said over the ask rate.
Exactly.
Okay, the website, I think I put the.
Because in your example last week, your answer was like 0.5, but by the book it's 0.9.
0.9, over the ask rate? Okay.
That's what the book said.
Okay, I think I put the equation here. Then let's use the book example, yeah. So, where is it?
Or maybe I read it wrong, but
No,
I'm glad that you.
because it's just one equation. Well, I'm glad you put it up here. Where is it?
We were seeing that on the website, but I saw it in the book.
Okay, well, let's just use the books for, well, I'll correct it. I'll send to everybody the equation. And the equation is just the ask minus the bid. That's bid ask spread and over the ask.
Right.
Over the ask. Well, I always thought it should be the over the bid.
Yeah, it's right here, man.
Okay. I'll go back and read the book. Well, thank you guys. Yeah. Okay, let's just use. So it's ask.
She's right.
Over the ask, right? Because I always thought it was, Okay. So, but it will be all given. So this is number 5, and number 6 is just cross exchange rate. You just get whatever it is, and see everything is referred to U.S. dollar. All the other currencies are in comparison with U.S. dollar, and then what's the exchange of the two of the currencies of those foreign currencies, and then it's pretty easy to do, right? Because for example, 1 euro is $1.1 and 1 pound is $1.5. So 1 pound is worth how many euro? 1 euro is worth how many pounds? Right? So yeah, like in this example, 1 euro equals to $1.1, and 1 euro equals to $1.1, and 1 pound equals to $1.5. So a euro worth how many pounds?
It'd be 1.1 divided by 1.
Yeah, well, it seems easy, right? So 1 euro.
It's 1.1 divided
Yeah.
by 1.
Well, if you want euro to pound or pound to euro, you can like here. So what you got is because you canceled out the dollar sign. So this is like 1 pound. Euro to pound is 1.1.
For the purpose of the exam, do we have to illustrate it like that? Because that confuses me.
What?
It really does.
What really? This is the calculation question. So you should put your steps by steps over there.
But it almost,
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm looking at it,
Really?
it's just like my mind just goes 1.1 divided by 1.5.
1.1
You know,
divided by 1.5. Yeah.
Right, but would it get penalized with that if I
No,
don't have all the
No, but it's just
Pounds,
helping you just to see helping you to see like your calculation is right or wrong.
Right.
Because when you cancel out the signs, the dollar signs, and then that means your calculation is right.
That actually
Yeah, it's
confuses
just
me
helping
more
you
than-
to see like otherwise you either multiply or divide it. Sometimes it's confusing to pick the right one. That's the only reason like why you're doing that. You see the textbook is always carry the sign. So you got it. So 1 euro is how much pound, and 1 pound is how many euros? So it should be
0.7.
like this one should be like 1 pound versus 1 pound versus that much euro, right? This is 1 pound, 1 euro versus how much pound? Because pound is more valuable. 1 pound should be more than 1 euro. Yeah. So here it should be like 1 pound is worth more than 1 euro. So the size should be right.
1.36.
Huh?
1.36.
1 point, yeah. This is just like 1 pound. 1 pound worth 1.36 euro. And then for like to get the euro, like euro, pound, just 1 inverse that would be that. Because it's now 1 pound is worth how many euro? It just inverse 1 euro worth how many pound? You see? So when you want to get like 1 euro versus how many pounds, you just 1 over the row with the rate, the quote. It's confusing, right?
So what would the answer be?
The answer would be, this is one answer, and this will be another answer. If it's asking you like 1 euro worth how many pounds, this is the answer. This is like the answer for 1 pound versus how many euro.
Can you give an example for number 8?
Yeah, number 8, you're faster. But anyhow, for number 6, you can do, let me just show you step by step. For number 6, just a little bit. Okay, so €1, $1, right? So, because the other currency is also it's also using dollars. So here we can just say $1 versus €1.1. And then, so the other one is £1 equals to $1.5. So we can just get the per dollars value in the, and these two has to equal, right? So 1/1 euro equals to 1/, right? So here we can just get the dollar and pound. See, right? So and then now we can get the rate between the two, right? So and then we can just divide this. So you see the side is still, yeah. So it's just.
What exactly are we doing?
Huh? So we're trying just to figure out the exchange rate between euro and pound.
Okay, we're still on that.
Number 6, we're still on number 6.
Okay,
Yeah.
I read number 8, so.
Oh no, yeah, no. I just want to show you step by step how to do the question number 6. Yeah, number 6 is just you want to figure out the exchange rate for euro and pound. But what you got is the exchange rate for dollars for euro and pound. So this is called cross exchange rate. So it's not so difficult. You can just figure out like per euro, per dollar, you can get how many euro, per dollar, how many pounds, and then these two has to be equal. And then you set up the mass equation here. And then get 1 unit of euro worth how many pounds from this equation here. Number 7, another cross exchange rate question. It's the same thing. Like for example, everything is referred to like to yen. Like a dollar worth how much yen, and then Mexican peso worth how many yens, and then you try to figure out US dollar, and then just again like that. The number 8, given the exchange rate for 2 consecutive trading days, calculate devaluation depreciation percentages. This one is just like for example, the dollar is worth €1 today, and next day a dollar is worth like €1.5 tomorrow. So calculate the devaluation appreciation percentage.
That's where you say that
Oh, okay.
new price minus the old
The old
price divided by the old price.
By the old
Yeah.
price, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, just this is number 8. You just watched the news and saw the changes in the price for a currency, like everything is referred to. Usually it's like euros value using dollar for the base currency, and then you notice the difference in the difference of euro using of dollar, like is how much in 2 different days, and then you want to know the percentage changes. And then number 9. Yeah, this is a question we did, the New Zealand question. Well, I post the solutions over there. It's similar, and then just like the exchange rate, expectation of exchange rate in the next several days, the interest rate of 2 countries figure out a way to arbitrage. Yeah, and number 9, number 10 are the same thing. It's just calculations like that. Yeah, it's just this one here. It is just this one, these two questions. See the answers. That's here. So, yeah, and then number 11 to 12 is like what I plan just to for today's class. It's just forward rate and then future rate and call input options. But we're not doing this, so I'll just add a couple more questions. But this is conceptual. This is a calculation part. Yeah. Yeah. The conceptuals I'm still working on it, but it will be like total. I'll put 30 points there, and just like the other class, I probably will give you 25 questions, but I'll grade only 20, so you can make 5 mistakes without penalty.
So this is not the conceptual part.
No, this is calculation. This is the open book.
Okay, gotcha.
This is the open book part. I'm still working on the questions for the other part. I'll try to get it done in tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah.
So the conceptual part is not open book?
It's closed book. Yeah, but I'll give you like 25 questions. You can have like 5 mistakes without taking out any points. And yeah, I'll make the total conceptual questions like total 30 points. So I'm pretty sure y'all can do very well for the calculation questions. But however, it won't be a surprise. Like some of you might not do well for that part, even though because international finance is like because you're dealing with different currency. A lot of times it's confusing. It wasn't like you have the equation. A lot of times you're just using the common sense. Equation sometimes won't help. Because you see sometimes they say base currency and then quoted currency, but however the countries are changing. So you're not talking about the same place actually. So it's even more confusing when you're just trying to figure out which one is base, which one is better to use common sense.
For the conceptual
Yeah.
part, would most of the questions be coming from what we've gone through on your slides, or is that something that is in the book?
Well, because I was doing even the book, some parts I didn't cover but it's just I was just following the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is from the book, but I've been using the PowerPoint for a couple of years already. So some of the stuff they're all from the textbook, but some part of the textbook I just deleted. I did. So if you read the book, some part will not be in the exam.
But when you say the PowerPoint, it's the J Finance website that you're talking about?
Yeah.
So
I'll give you a
it's
study
best
guide.
if we just study the PowerPoint.
Study
That
the
gives all
the PowerPoint and also the website. Yeah. But however, if you have confusions, you can just look at the book. But still, the PowerPoint is based on the book textbook, the same textbook. I've been using this textbook, and it's pretty easy to follow. And the author for this textbook is Majura. He's a professor at UAF. Yeah, he just retired from that school.
Dr. Foley's really fair about her questions.
Yeah, it's pretty fair,
It's
right?
very
Because it's not. Because I know some of the professors' questions are from the textbook, test bank. They could be like anything out of the textbook. Yeah, but I think it's difficult to study if you do that way. I have the text bank, but I can pick questions randomly from the text bank, but it will be very difficult to prepare. I cannot do that. You have to memorize all the details in the textbook. So my way is just always, I don't want you guys just to memorize stuff because it's really, if you memorize right after the exam, and it's really all gone. It's really not much of a help at all. So I'm trying just to encourage you guys just to get interested and then ask questions so we can discuss in the class. That kind of thing. Yeah, but I can make it hard, but usually I try not to. But I think sometimes I do make it hard, and the students say it's hard, but it's really not that hard.
Can you do question 4?
This one?
The homework?
Oh.
No, not that one. From the homework, I don't understand how to do that.
Which one?
The last part of the homework. That one, yeah.
This one? Yeah. Yeah, well, it's the same thing. Like, see, I put the answers for this one here. It's similar because you see these two sides of the quote are just one inverse of each other. Because it's just like $1, like dollar pound is just one inverse to the pound dollar. It's just inverse like this. So you see 1.52 here, just like $1 worth 1.52, 1 pound worth $1.52. And then so it could be quoted as this one. $1 is worth how much pounds? It's just 1 over that.
Okay.
1 over that. And this 0.625 is just 1 over this one. So you can either use this rate, this standard rate, or you can use this one. So you see, for our example, the homework is just like this one. So you always sell at bid price, and you always buy at the ask price.
The book,
Yeah, what did the book say? Yeah.
it said different. When it said bid, buy, and ask is what, but it's talking about the perspective of the bank.
Oh, the bank, yeah. The bank, yeah.
Yes.
The bank is the opposite.
Right.
Yeah. Here is just a customer. I know the book is selling. The book's point is as from the bank's point. This is a customer. You sell at the bid and you buy at the ask. You can always consider like you're selling your dollar, and you can also consider like you're buying the pound. When you buy the pound, you buy at the ask price. You buy at the ask price. This is, you want to buy the pound, you buy at the ask price.
Just when you think about purchasing from foreign currency,
Yeah.
then you're gonna always purchase it at the ask price.
Yeah. You purchase, you pay more.
Right.
Yeah, you pay a high price. Yeah. So this is similar to that homework. Yeah, is that right? Does it make any sense?
See the second.
Where it says 160.
Yes. Pounds per dollar.
Or sometimes it's confusing. It's just like when you're doing the trade, you see, you always just lose money when you're doing the whole trade because you're dealing twice with the bank. The bank will be making money twice from you. So you'll be getting less than $1,000. You cannot be like after those trades you're earning money from the banks. So you see, so each time you have $1,000, you should divide either this one or that one. You should always just divide by the big number because you're losing money. And then when you convert it back, you're converting it at a lower rate because you're always like being taken advantage. So so I think here should here. So you have $1,000 you want to buy. You should use. No, it was wrong. I should go back and fix here. When you want to buy at the pound rate. So you have $1,000 here. You want to buy pound. You should use this rate because it's 1 pound worth how many dollars? You want to buy pound here. That's what I was looking at here. I just got confused. So anyhow, it should be 1,000 over 1.6. That's how much pound you can get. So Okay, here, that's my point here. So you have $1,000 and you want to buy at the ask price. So you want to buy at this price. Here should be 1.2, 1.6. So you get alright. And then you buy the dollar at so you should divide it by 1.6 and then you multiply by 0.2625, right? And so how much is it? So your answer should be 1,000 over 1.6.
Yes. Very bad.
Is that right?
You're not doing number 4.
No, not number 4. I'm doing
Oh,
the
okay. Gotcha.
I'm doing this one, but there is a mistake here. So is that right? Should be 950. Three 600 and 350. Oh, should be divided. Sorry. I got confused. So it should be divided by, yeah, it should be asked. This one? Yeah, by a large number. Yeah, 950. Okay. Yeah, now it's right. So you have $1,000 and you want to buy for dollars. So you want to buy the pound. You want to buy the pound, and then so you should look at the. You want to buy the pound, you should look at the ask price. Per pound, how many dollars? So here it is, this one. So you should ask at this rate. And then since you have $1,000 and you convert at this rate per pound, you want to buy, you have to pay like $1.64 a pound. So you have $1,000, you have to pay this high price. Here, a pound is worth $1.60. With $1,000, you can get $1,000 over 1.6. That's how many pounds you can get. You cannot get this rate. This rate only costs you $1.52 US for 1 pound, but you cannot get it at this rate because you have dollars. You want to buy a pound, you pay the high price. A pound worth $1.60. So this is the price you pay. This is cheaper pound. A pound is worth $1.52, but you cannot get it at this rate. You want to buy pound, you buy this rate. This rate, a pound is worth $1.60. And the bid rate, a pound is worth $1.52. But you cannot pay this low price, you have to pay the high price. So this is the price you pay. With $1,000, you convert it to the pound at this rate. So you have $1,000, you have to be divided by 1.6. Dollar is cheaper. So you got less than $1,000 for the pound. So this is how much pound you get. Yeah.
I'm calculating 1,000 divided by 1.6 is 625.
Oh, 625. I was doing that in my mind. 625. Yeah. That's probably what I guess. 625. Yeah. And then you have, so with $1,000 you can convert to 625 pound. And then now with pound, you want to buy dollar. Now the quote you have is a dollar is worth 0.625 pound, or this is a dollar worth. Because you have pound, you want to buy dollar now. Again, you have to pay more pound for your dollar. You have to use this rate. Because you have pound and you want to buy dollar. So you want to give up your pound for dollar. So this is, you have to give out that much pound for $1. You have to give away that much of the pound for $1. So you have to use this rate. This is a cheaper dollar. But you cannot give it, you cannot get this price for. You have pound, you want $1. So you just couldn't get this. You couldn't get. Well, you cannot. This just $1 is worth 0.25 pound. But you have pound, but you have to use this rate. This is like more expensive dollar. This is like dollar was cheaper, price cheaper. But you have to just use, dollar is more expensive here. You have to use the high price for the pound. So it should be this. If you're using considering about selling at a big price, using the big price, and then so this is this way to do that, and using 0.25, but it's two different rates you're using. But it's the same thing. It's just one inverse of each other. One inverse, one over. Just one. It's an inverse of the two sets of the quotes. So it's confusing, but yeah.
Back to her point.
Yeah.
Number 4, question 4.
Okay.
Is it misworded?
Question number 4. Shouldn't be.
Because it says you start out with 1,000 pounds,
Yeah.
and it says if you convert it to pounds, you already have pounds.
Okay, you convert it to dollar.
Yes. Okay.
Convert it to dollar and then convert it back to pound. Yeah, because you have well, let's change this to, it doesn't matter. I can change it back to dollar or pound.
That's what I did. I
Yeah.
changed it to dollar.
Yeah, but yeah, so if it's 1,000 pound, and then you have to convert it to dollar, it should be more dollars. So you should be using which one? You should be getting this 1,600. You got $1,600, and then when you convert it, $1,600, and then you convert it back to the pound.
You have more.
Yeah, but don't you convert it with the ask rate?
Yes.
The first one? So you have 1660.
Well, see, you won't get more, right? With 1,000 pound, and then you have with $1,000, which is
Like if you let it sit like it is and use pounds,
yeah, just use pound.
then you would use the 1.66 in the beginning to convert it, because you would have to use the ask rate, because you would get less.
Well,
Dollars.
see, if you have 1,000, if you have 1,000 pound, and then if you have 1,000 pound, now a pound is worth. Now you want to sell your pound, and a pound is worth $1.66. A pound is worth $1.60. So which one you should use?
Selling.
You're selling your pound.
That's great.
Huh?
Use the 1.6, that will give you a smaller number.
Just like here, like just like this one. But we have, with this always confusing. Anyhow, so you have, let's change pound here. Right? So So see, you're using sell at bid. So see, you have, let's just change this to, we have this, right? So the rate is 1.6, and the other one 1.66, right? So this is our number, right? So this is our question, right? It's just similar. So you have 1,000 pounds, and then so you should use this number. So you get
Less dollars.
yeah, and then now with this, you can just consider with this. Right, so see the rate is this. So you have one is $1.6 per pound. This is, you see, this is bid. This is ask. But another bank will be giving you the rate. They will be giving you will be this. But it will be pound per dollar. And another rate will be, so it's just inverse. So another one would be 1/1.6. So you see, so this is how easy to see. You should buy pound. So yeah, let's start with that. It's always confusing. Let's start with the 1,000. Okay, so we buy. See, this is the pound. You sell pound at this rate. You sell at bid, right? You sell. This is your pound. You sell at this rate. You sell low. So yeah. So right. So you have this pound. Now you sell your dollar at bid, which is 1/. So yeah, right. So yeah. So this is pound. Well, makes sense. So it should be like 1,000 over 1.6, multiplied by 1.6. The answer is just 1,000. It has to be. You know, you got only two numbers. You have to be losing money. It should be less than $1,000. But this has to be the answer. But to explain it, you see, so I give you one side of the bid ask price. The inverse of this number will be another quote for another set. So see, if the ask price is $1.666 per pound, then for pound per dollar will be 1 over that. The lower price will be the bid price. The high price will be the ask price. If you're in US and then this will be the quote. You got the dollars and you want to change for a pound, you will get if you're in US, you got dollars, you want to buy pound, and then so you get a quote like this. With dollars, you get like for 1 pound, worth how much dollars for both bid and ask price. But you are in the UK and you want to know, you got a pound, you want to convert it back to dollar. This is the price for dollar. This is the price for pound. So you have 1,000 pounds. You want to get a dollar. This is you have with 1,000 pounds. You can only get 1,000 over 1,000 multiplied 1.6. That much per pound, dollars. With $1,000, with 1,000 pounds, you couldn't get $1.66 per pound that way. So you couldn't get $1,660. You can only get $1,600. You know, you got two rates, but you always get the rate that you'll be like getting less money out of the deal. Because see, if it's the ask price for 1,000 pounds, you can get $1,660. But for the bid price, you can get $1,600. So as a customer, you can only get lower value. So you get $1,600, not you cannot get that rate. So and then when you convert it back, again, you'll be just getting the lower value out of this. So if you want to, or don't think about if it's ask price, or just consider like you can either get this rate or that rate, whatever like give you the lower amount, and that's what you get. You cannot get a higher deal out of this. You see, or just think this is probably easy to see. With 1,000 pounds. With 1,000 pounds, you either get the bid rate would be $1,600, or the ask rate would be $1. So you get out of the two, you get that much, right? And then with you either get so you got a 16. If you don't use this rate, it's okay. Still using this rate, then you got this rate. You have $1,600. You have $1,600 now. With this rate, you either get or you're getting the other rate. So this is what you got. So this is what you get. So this way, so you don't have to be thinking about which way you're getting. So you have been trading twice with the bank. So you either get $1,600 or $1,660. So you got $1,600. When you convert it back with $1,600, you either get $1,000 or 900 something. So this is what you get. When you convert it back, you cannot get this rate. You have to get this rate. It's just each time you're dealing, you're losing some money. Or if you're thinking about its bid or its ask price, you should use whichever the rate it is. This is a rule you should be using. Or forget about the rules. You're dealing with a bank, you're losing money from this. So makes sense, right?
Yes.
So the answer is just like 1,000 multiplied by 1.66 over 1.66. Yeah, if let's change it to like dollar, it will be similar. If let's just say, well, is that easy? If it's $1,000 with the rate, you either get 1,000 over 1.6 pound, or but this is pound though. This is so this is how much you got. You got that much in pound, and then now with 900, you either get, let's see, this one. Yeah, so here it is. This is what you got. So you're not considering if you have $1,000, let's change the questions to like it's dollar. We have $1,000 now with $1,000 now pound. Change the question slightly. So with $1,000, so. Okay, so here, so we have two questions. This is question number 1. This is question number 2. So if this question is $1,000, and then so first you should convert it to pound. You can either get this rate 1.6 or 1.66. You get you get this one because if this one you get more than that, you always just get lower numbers. So this is how much you get from this. You cannot convert at 1.6. You have to convert at 1.66. So you got less pound. And then with this, and you convert it back to the dollars, you have two rates. So you get this rate, 1.6, not this high rate. So eventually, with $1,000, when you do the whole trade and then do the whole transaction, and then you got $963.86. If you have 100 pounds, you end up with 900 and here should be pound. Make sense? Yeah. So either way, you're losing some money from this. So which number you're using, it depends on what you always be treated unfairly in this. So you will be like each time you're dealing with the bank, you always just be very unfairly just getting the worst rate you can, not the best rate. So you always get the worst deal. So you're always just getting not the money you want. You see two numbers, but however you always will be getting the way like it's against like the best wishes. So make sense? John, make it make sense? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Well, anyhow, if you're using the rules, it's probably confusing. And Nicole, what do you think? It's okay. So it's this one. So the equation is just easy, just 1,000 over 1.6, 1.66 multiplied by 1.6. So this is the answer. Just this. Either it's pound or it's dollar. The answer is just this one. Yeah, so any other questions? Yeah, and the cross exchange rate is just similar to this one. So Stormy, do you have any other questions?
On the chapter 4 homework,
Yeah.
where you the very last one. Will that always be a declining interest rate, like 52 to a 0.5? It will always have to be, right?
No, it could be
Baylor
either
Bank
way.
believes New Zealand dollar depreciate
No.
over the next 5 days from
Yeah, but
0.5
this is no, it's depreciated. But if you assume it's going to appreciate, you can
Okay.
always do another way. But however, you can either it could, but it will be not making. You cannot just if this depreciated like this, and then you can make money. But if it's appreciated, and then you probably won't make money.
But if that appreciates, would you then buy in dollars, convert it to New Zealand dollars, and go the other way?
Well, if it's then you want to hold the New Zealand dollars. Yeah, if it's going to depreciate, if it's going to appreciate, then you want to, because the value will be higher for New Zealand dollars. You want to hold it before the increase of the value.
You would buy 5 million.
You be
convert it
buy
to-
5 million converted to the US dollar, no, to convert it to New Zealand dollar, and then leave it there waiting for the
Right, and
appreciation.
then convert it back
Yeah.
when it goes up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this one is the New Zealand dollar will be depreciated. So you do the other way around. You'll be like waiting for the dollar's value to go up.
So whichever
Yeah.
currency depreciates is the one that you're gonna buy.
Yeah. No. You want to buy, yeah.
Yes, and convert it to the.
Convert it back because it's going to be the value is going to be dropping. So like in this case, New Zealand dollars value is going to be dropping. So you want to buy now because you can pay back. Yeah, you can pay back cheaper.
So
Yeah.
how would you do it?
Just similar, like you borrow $1 million, $11 million, right? And the best way is really for this kind of question is really just draw a square. You know, because you start with $1 million, right? It's really you start from here. You start with 100 million. Let's just say 100 million New Zealand dollar, and then like you should be borrow. Because you think New Zealand dollar's value is going to be devaluing, so which way you should be doing? New Zealand dollar or US dollar?
You're gonna buy New Zealand dollar.
You buy New Zealand dollar, right?
And change it to American.
Yeah, and then so this is New Zealand dollar here. and then you borrow 11 million dollar, 11 million New Zealand dollar here, and then this is for 5 days, and then you want to borrow. This is borrowing rate. So you want to 5 days, wait for 5 days, and then how much is it? You figure out how much is it. The rate is 5.25.
5.25
So we have 360 days
times 5.
multiplied by 5. So this is how much you need to pay back 5 days later. And then the next step is because you want to convert. You're thinking US dollar are going to be more pricey, so you want to convert it to the dollar now, and then save it for 5 days and get it back, get it out 5 days later. So so you want to convert it to dollars now at this rate.
Right.
Yeah. Are we right? So 1 New Zealand dollar worth 52 cents.
Yeah.
Now a New Zealand dollar is worth 50 cents.
You would
So
know
the
that one.
New Zealand dollar is going to be depreciated, right?
Right.
So dollar is more valuable right here.
Yeah,
Dollar is more valuable. Dollar is worth more. Yeah. So we're right. So we have New Zealand dollar. We should convert it to the convert to the dollar. Now, so we have 11 New Zealand dollar, and we should use this spot rate. And this is dollar per New Zealand dollar. So because I carry the sign, so I know which one. So I should just multiply. So it would be dollars. So it would be $5.72 million. So you convert it to $5.72 million now, and then you keep it in the bank for 5 days. So
during the test, can we use Excel? If we already built
Well,
in
this is-
formulas,
well, this is open book, open notes.
so
Yeah. Well, but however, you should put on your exam sheet some details.
yeah, because when I did the homework, I already created my formula, so
Yeah.
can I use that?
You can use it, but you just put some of the calculations or details there, just in case. I'll give you full credits, or I'll give you partial credits. And dollars, you're lending. Okay, so this is how much dollars. 5 days. This is $1 right now, and then 5 days later, this is how much it is. And then you convert it back to New Zealand dollars to see. So this is your dollar. And then you convert it back to the New Zealand dollar at the new rate. If this is your new rate, 5.2. A New Zealand dollar is worth, this is dollar, and then 0.5 New Zealand dollars. So you see, you got dollar here, so you should divide it, so you can cancel out the sign. So that's why I was carrying this, so I know what I'm doing. So, and then you compare these two. The difference will be your profit. If it's, and then this is how much you have to pay back. This is how much you got. So if this number is higher than that, and then you're making money. If it's less than that, and you should just forget about this deal. It could be because of the rate. For example, the lending rate. For example, in US dollars, the lending rate, if it's so low, then you're not making any money. It could be possible. So even though there's a price.
So what numbers are we comparing? To which one's higher?
So the answer should be, but this is step by step to do this way, but the answer should be, let's see, we're comparing this 11. Okay, so this is New Zealand dollar, and then but for the US dollar to convert it, should be 5.72. Okay, so this is the problem. This is 1, this is 2, right? Let's say this is the calculations for 1, this is the second part. So if you do all this, you convert it to the dollars and then keep it there and let it out for 5 days and convert it back at the new rate. This is how much you get. You do the conversion and save in different countries. And this is just like you borrow $11 million, and then this is the amount you have to pay back to them. So this is the total you get from conversion and then saving in different country and then converting back at the new rate. This is how much you get. Still New Zealand dollar. And the difference will be your profit, because how much money you put down for this deal? How much money out of your own pocket? Nothing, yeah, because this you borrow $11 million and you pay back $11 million plus the interest. This is the debt. And you use the $1 million to invest. This is your investment. You have $1 million you invested, and then so this is how much you get back. So the difference will be this, but $0 out of your own pockets. So I'll put a couple questions. I probably will put 3 questions there. Because so if you draw a graph like this, it really can show you better like the steps of what you're doing. Because the logic is very clear. Like if you borrow the money, so you have to pay back. You figure out how much you should pay back. And then the next thing with the money, you figure out like the bank's rate, and then so you just convert it. And then but you have to use the lending rate, not the borrowing rate. Because you lend it out. With the money, you lend it out at the lending rate, and then you convert it back at the new spot rate in the future. Yeah, if we change this number to, for example, appreciate, and New Zealand dollar will appreciate to a number, and then so you should just start with borrowing $5 million probably. But really, you make profit. The difference between the two will tell you how much profit you can make. But because the rate will be different, the lending rate and borrowing rate will be different, you may not making money from this. You may not make money from this. So, yeah, I'll continue working on it. I'll continue working on the study guide, and then I'll try to get it done today or tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I can get it done. So, don't spend lots of time like. Well, I mean, for the calculation, it's pretty simple calculations. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put there a couple of the hard questions as extra bonus questions for the calculation if you're more interested to give yourself a challenge and something. So, yeah. What else? Anything else? Anything else, John? Call, we have a question?
Can you go over the spot rates?
Which one?
Like,
Homework?
She's not gonna,
Oh.
we're not gonna have that.
Oh, which one?
Chapter 5,
Chapter 5, no, because see, I even assigned you the homework to do for chapter 5. just long and short, future contract. The calculation is pretty easy, but and call and put options. The call and put options is the same like the stock market call and put options concept. It's just like we're not trading stocks anymore, and we're using the currencies. You know, call and put option, right? You know? Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, I'll post it, and then next week on Monday I'll be in my office. So, oh no, on Monday I'm taking a guest to St. Augustine again. I won't be here. On Tuesday, exam is at night, so I'll be in my office in the afternoon on Tuesday. Yeah. Tom, are you still the person who's the head of everybody
Ma'am?
for the game?
Last I checked,
I haven't checked, huh?
the last I checked.
You are?
Yes, ma'am.
So you beat David?
Yes, he's
Is-
closing in.
Oh,
I think he was at 129, I was at like 137.
Yeah, I need to know what you guys know, man. That's amazing how you guys have
well,
grown up watching a week.
This was a real one.
I know. That's amazing. 113 is how much you've grown already?
139,
It's crazy, man.
136, right?
And you have like 200,
Yeah.
114 straight.
yeah. But since you only trade one deal, is you short something.
That's
Tom, I think it's your time. Can you just, we all want to know, like, how you pick
I
stocks.
know, right?
You did 214 trade. What kind of trade have you been doing?
Ma'am?
So 214
He's,
trade.
he's
How
doing option trades.
Well,
no, there's no option. There's no options for this. You wish you can do the option.
That's what I was gonna do if I had a chance, so I could catch up. Do some option trades.
So 214 trade. How many you have been making money with the best like, stocks?
No, you, tell you what, you can log in and I'll show you my profile, my portfolio.
Log in with your name? No.
You should. Oh, you can see it better than I can explain it.
You want to do that?
Yes.
But see, if you tell me now, we all know you have to change your password.
Well, I'll type it in.
Yeah, please.
I'd like to know how you think.
Well,
You know what made you choose what you chose. I mean, not to beat you, but like kind of like learn from you,
Sure.
right?
Last week there were some biotech stocks.
Then why you know biotech is doing good?
Man,
How did you get information?
just from reading the articles that are posted
Why you
there,
don't use your own money and then you get all that?
because I don't have any. At least not enough to make a difference and make it.
Nothing that we can risk for real.
Exactly.
How about start trying something and use the money you make, go to China? It's only
Funny about it.
So I was looking at some websites.
yeah.
So you can open up a TD Ameritrade, a Scottrade
Yeah.
account for $600 minimum.
I think
That's
so.
what I
is-
heard. That's what I saw from the.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Or even you can roll over your like IRA account or your they take everything.
How do you log out?
What?
So that I can log
Probably go to. Do they have logout?
in. Is it on the profile,
Um,
you think?
what I
So Tom, 214. Are you?
Well, they limit the number of stocks that you can short at a time, so you have to do it several
So
times.
to gain that much, are you doing all like risky trades, or
I'll
are
show
you
you.
balancing it? Because that's.
He was making 30% return just one day. One time, he just taking the biggest gamble he can, just short one stock and put everything in. That's it. He got 30% return in one day. But you can't do it. Well,
This is my first time. It's really an eye opener. I like it. I like
You
the fact that
you can do that with the 600. Well, you can just try with your real money, $600 or something, and do
Right.
that. But remember, each time you do the act transaction, the fee you buy, it costs you like $7, and then you sell again and another $7. So
Right,
a wrong would be $14.
Right.
Yeah. So with
There's some that are $9.95 too, like.
yeah, so with
Fidelity.
$6,000 or $6 million, the transaction fee is the same. So game. Yeah.
Bless you.
See, it's ranked number 1.
Okay, I'll just go to
Portfolio.
portfolio. Let me rank it by game models.
But see, each time I do that, because it's just demonstration, all I need to do is just put Apple and Google there. And then I won't be losing money with
Right,
these
yeah.
2 portfolios. It's a pretty conservative way.
Okay. I have in my portfolio like 33 stocks.
So how you find the problem is why you pick those 33 stocks out of like thousands of stocks?
The leading stocks in certain sectors.
How you find the leading stock in each of the sectors?
Just on the internet, the information's there. Just type in the different sectors and the leading stock and watch it for a couple of days and write them down. Go to the next ones. And then the second day, I think the third day you open the game,
Yeah.
I built my portfolio, right? And then I started shorting on the side, or as a
You short DB? That's a good choice.
let's see here. Let's go to performance or
You never sold any stock? You just keep on adding more stocks?
no, I bought $1 million in stocks. Now the rest of these
Sure, you're risky.
are shorts.
Yeah.
But anyway, there was an article that came out about this particular biotech stock and another one. And the day that article came out, the stock shot up like, I don't know, 40-something%. And I gambled that it wasn't going to stay there. So I shorted this stock and it dropped.
See?
I don't even know what that means, shorting a stock. So I'm just learning, so
Let me
these
show
are
you
good,
that.
really good things.
For instance, let's go to trading. And let's say you read something about the housing market and you know that KB Homes is not going to be, their stock is going to go down because there's this big issue in the housing market, manufacturing. Okay, so you go to trade and you're either going to buy the stock or you're going to sell it short.
What does that mean by selling it short?
That means you borrow.
Like, I have the stock and you can borrow from me, you can sell that. But since you borrow from me, you have to give it to me back in the future.
Right. But you're betting that the value of the stock is going to go down.
You're
As
selling
opposed to
stock
going up.
that you don't have.
Right.
And then you pay for it later when the
Yeah.
price goes down.
Does that make sense?
Like I said, these are,
Let me give you an example.
once I go home today, I'll go to YouTube and
Yes,
find out
go
what
to one of the
short means.
exactly. Let's say, for instance, with this particular stock, let's say I want to buy 1,000 shares of it, and I'm betting that it's going to go down. At 1,000 shares, right? Let's say it goes down $1, so the price of that share goes down $1, and I bet it was going to go down. So that means I just gained $1 per share, right? So now I'm going to close that position, and when I close that position, it went down from $1 a share from $100 to $99. Now I can buy it back at $99 a share, 1,000 shares. See the difference there? And I pay back that 1,000 shares I just borrowed at $99 instead of the $1,000. So I made And the difference is my profit minus the fee.
Yeah, but if the price go up instead of going down, and then you still have to pay that.
Exactly,
You have to pay whatever the market price is.
because you're betting that the price is going to go down. It's not guaranteed. It might go up, and if it goes up, you lose, and you can lose infinitely. Well, anyway, the long story short, back to that biotech stock. I bought, I don't know, $7.99 times. I think bought $500,000 worth. I just took it $500,000 divided by the price of the stock, and it was low at the time, so you can imagine how many shares I bought. Well, the price per share dropped several dollars per share. You follow me? And if I bought 100,000 shares and it dropped $3 per share, then I just made $300,000. You see, by borrowing the stock.
It's a lot to learn.
Is that a simple example?
Well, I mean, it's sinking in. Like I said, it's not something I'll
Right. I didn't want to short a stock that was just going to change the difference in price 50 cents or 65 cents. You follow me? I wanted it to be a big change. So I was gambling that it was going to drop several dollars per share because I bought, I don't know, maybe 100,000 shares because it was selling for a little more than $3 per share. Or excuse me, $7 per share. Because it was a biotech. So anyway, the price went down to from $8 and some change to like $3 and something per share. But I was at work, so I couldn't sell it when I could make the maximum amount. And I happened to log on during my lunch break, and it was enough for me to be satisfied.
But correct me if it was wrong. My understanding is so short, you don't have to have any money. You can just borrow money.
Yes, you can borrow money providing you have that.
You have to have a margin.
Yes,
account.
exactly.
You have to have a margin account. Once it's reaching the bottom, you have to just cover your position.
Exactly.
But margin account is really just a very small percentage of your total value. So you don't have to it's not like you are buying the whole stock, paying the full amount for the stock.
Exactly.
You just holding your margin account. Yeah.
Right.
And then, but however, because you'll be it's margin account is calculated all the time. So you'll be if the price is going up a lot and you'll be losing money, you'll be receiving the margin account.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me go back to. Performance. There we go. All right. The first day you opened up the game, and I had $1 million.
So you never be below that $1 million.
Ma'am?
You'll be never your account is below the $1 million.
Right. And then the next day, I built my portfolio with the 30-some odd stock, and it made me $6,700. And then I didn't do anything that day. And then the very next day, I shorted a stock and made $25,000. And then I did it again here. I shorted the stock and came 13%, a little over 13%. And then I haven't shorted the stock since then. The rest of this is just wherever the market is taking. So, so from here, 139, I've lost $3,000 because I haven't done anything.
So you've been doing 200. It doesn't look like you've been doing lots of 214 trades.
No, because it limits the number of stock that you could short to 799.
Yeah.
Right? So what I had to do was do that transaction several times.
Yeah.
And I did it 100 times.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that it looks like you traded 100 stock.
Yeah.
I just did that transaction 100 times so I could trade
Yeah.
799 times 100. What's that? 7,900, almost 8,000 shares of stock. Right. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was wondering how you can just find stocks, 200 some stocks, and then do that.
I just found the deal with this where that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But let me show you. Let me just go back to holdings. Actually. Change the transactions. Go to this stock. And then when you click on the stock under, when you're in Market Watch, all the articles for that sector will be printed here. And you can just read about it, right? Well, anyway, let's see if I can go to the day where that stock jumped up. It would have been here. GWS was a competitive, competing stock. They did some testing over in Europe, and because of this testing, this stock shot up to 66%, this particular stock, the GWPH. Well, the ZYNE is a competitive stock. Its stock also rose, but they didn't do any testing. You follow me? And so I said to myself, if they didn't do any testing, they're just kind of piggybacking off of GWPH, then over the next couple of days, the price is going to probably drop. So I bet, or should I say, I shorted that stock and worked out. Okay? And I just happened to read the article in either the New York Times or somewhere about GWPH. So it's kind of, I looked up on
And I don't even know if we have a chance to use this.
Now I'm just learning, you know, it's
Well,
the value I'm getting out of this is, you know, learning some new things that I've never known before, so appreciate it.
but however, you know, because this is just a game, your way of thinking is very, very different to like really your own money, you're handling, and then so you'd be more terrified when you're dealing with your own money,
right.
more careful. So
Exactly.
what you've been doing here may not be just working for your real money. So really, advice is just buy the ETF index. All these, this is the cheapest way to diversify. Or you can just give it to a professional to handle your own money, right?
Well, if you're just going to buy the
Well,
market, do it yourself and save the,
If you do the market, yeah, you can just buy the ETF,
right. Just,
mutual fund.
and just save that.
Yeah.
You won't have to pay him if that's what you're going to do, and be safe.
I get a friend that all he does is invest on stocks or bonds that give dividends.
Yeah.
Okay. And he basically just buys it, holds it. When he pays dividends, then he sells it. He never loses. He just accumulates the dividends. There's stocks or bonds that give you dividends,
Sure.
right? So he just buys that and he just waits until it pays him dividend. Okay, and then he sells it like every single time. He just buys new. He just buys it like 3 months at a time. He just collects a little bit of dividends, and then he sells it again. Then buy a new one, wait for it to pay him dividend, and sell it again.
The same stock or different stock?
No, different stock.
Okay.
Everything basically that creates dividends, he just buys that, collects the dividends, sell it. So it's not much, but he never loses.
Gotcha.
Well, the best way to really make lots of money is just option. The
Or
option
lose
and
money.
share sale, yeah, lose money or either one. Yeah, but if you're doing like the dividend stocks are mostly are like conservative stocks. Like the company is just new and just coming out and growing, will not pay dividend. So the company pay dividend are usually has been there for a long time with the dividend paying history.
Yeah.
So for this kind of stocks, it's like you're not expecting to make tons of money out of those companies. Because most of the time you make money because you found like Facebook or Google when it just its startup stage. So I mean, I'm not criticizing your friend's wage. Like it's not the way to really make him rich.
No, he's not. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
looking to be rich, but
Yeah.
he's looking for a steady income.
Steady income that will be working because those are just well established companies.
That's old news.
Yeah. So I'm going to, if you don't mind it, I'm going to post the YouTube onto YouTube. Tom, you mind if I post everything onto YouTube? No one will watch anyhow.
Oh, you've been recording this whole?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah, I kind of mind.
You mind it? You mind it? You mind it? I'll cut that part of yours.
He doesn't want to show his trade secret.
Yeah. You
No, it's
mind
not
it?
a secret. I'm just, those are the things you guys taught us here at JU.
You mind it? You want to do? I'll take that part out.
Okay.
Okay. Great. What else? Because they're recording all the time.
Oh, I didn't know.
I think so. I hope so. Let's see.
Is that it?
Yeah. It's 1 hour and 25 minutes. It's being recorded. That one.
Nobody's gonna watch that.